Hello there. I'm going to show you today one of the greatest blackjack programs you'll ever see. It makes about 1% per hand. Hard to believe? Well, it's the result of several years' work with some leading authorities building a program that plays perfectly. It's so far ahead of anything else on the market that you won't believe it. With the computer program, Diable, you have an advantage. It knows how much to bet, it knows whether to bet, and it knows how to play every single hand. How do we get hold of this program? Well, we have to log in to our site, Blackjack Federation or blackjackfed.com, and download it. That I will show you now. So I'm entering on the computer. I think I'll use Microsoft Edge, which is a little bit easier. Google has quite a lot of sort of parental controls and things on it, which get a little bit of a nuisance at times. I fully understand why it does it, but we're assuming here that everybody who's going to play blackjack online is of the requisite age, which is 18 plus. And so we go to the website blackjackfederation.com. blackjackfed.com gets there as well, and there's a download button on the screen, and I'm downloading that. I'm going to do the easy install from the Microsoft Store because I think that gives credibility. That we were very pleased that Microsoft Store approved the product. I'm a little bit doubtful as to whether they would, because they're, you know, the Americans, where they're really based, very much against gambling, but it is approved and we can download it from there. And it pops up with a menu and we just click open. And it's already downloaded it a little earlier today, so I'm going to type in my password, which will give, and it pops up with a wonderful console and entry widget. Why do we want this? Well, it tells us exactly what to stake and exactly what to bet every hand, and we can select a wide range. Let's look at a little bit about this. We've got a range of casinos here. I think we can add any other ones we want as well. So we've heard of people like 888 and Bet365. They're advertising everywhere. Bet Victor, Bet Fred. They have casinos and betting shops all around the country. And we see a very wide range of casinos that it that it supports, and a wide range of games as well, blackjack games. Easy Blackjack, Free Bet Blackjack, which was invented by one of our team. Fun, another blackjack version. Infinite, One Blackjack. There's loads of games like slots and baccarat and roulette and many others, but we can't really claim any advantage in those, whereas blackjack, you can win money. So we're looking for the Infinite Blackjack. I can't see it immediately, so I can search for it. So that's the game I'm going to play today and show you. The reason it's called Infinite Blackjack is that an infinite number of people can play at once. I would imagine it's probably limited to a few thousand, but it's they call it Infinite Blackjack. And we have the site opening here, and we'll see. The good thing about it is that you get lots of time to enter your cards and get a recommendation. So now that's just finished a deal, so we didn't get that one. And I'm going to wait for her to, I'm not actually going to bet on this hand, I'm just going to enter the cards. Okay, so 9, 8, 7. So we have 16 against an 8, exactly the same as is on the William Hill screen. And we have a recommended action hit. And there are a large number of people playing. You can see a sort of thing going in the background. And the person got a 2, and everybody stood. And everybody won, except I wasn't playing, because the dealer got 26, 16 and king, and we sweep. Now then, this time it wants me to bet the minimum amount, which is a pound.
That's very dangerous.
So
That's close.
when I bet, the dealer starts talking. I can mute her if I don't want to, or I can chat with her. It's a real situation. So we're going to hit here, but I was a bit slow there because I was muting the dealer. But I'm ready now. So it says I want to hit. I knew that I wanted to hit. Any total less than 11, less than 9, you always hit. So I'm playing this for £1 only, and I've got 9 against the king at the moment. It says then 9 versus 10. The king's count is 10. I've got 14 now, and it says to hit, so I do hit. Now it's very favourable for the house, this particular hand, so I'm very likely to lose £1 on this one, but you never know. But we're still all right. We've got another 2, 16, and it says we should hit again. 5, 7, 9, 14, 16, and you can see that the cards all matching. Hit again. So all the console really is the computerized capture of the game, and now I think I've bust. So I lost this hand. Dealer got 19. Okay, this time it doesn't want to bet because it doesn't think it's got enough of an advantage. So this time we still enter the cards even though we're not playing this particular hand because it's going to be useful for next time. Sorry, I made a mistake. They're very easy to correct a mistake with that which I made. So it's 4 Jack against 3. So, and it says that the player should stand, but other people hit. So we enter them, the cards, the ace that I just saw gets entered in the burn box so that we've got more information on the cards that have gone. And so there are quite a number of players that still hit and they bust, and that's the end of their play. And the dealer gets a 2 and a queen and another 2, which is 17, and so the dealer wins. Right, again it says 0 to bet. As the shoe progresses, it'll bet a lot, it'll bet more, and many times will bet a larger amount than 1. And you can set the bankroll, so the maximum bet I think is £1,000, and if you set the bankroll high enough, it'll certainly have that bet. So this time we have a 3, dealer has a 3, and then we had a 5, so we got an 8. And just to run through these things while we're waiting, the stand equity, stand would be ridiculous on an 8 against a 3, that would be minus 0.24. The hit equity is plus 0.0076, so a slight advantage for us. And we got a 10, and now that's the end of the hand. It stands automatically when you've got 17 or more, and this time we won. But again, we weren't playing the hand. And now it wants me to bet the minimum again, which is £1. It says min there. So it'll bet the minimum when it's got a small disadvantage to avoid losing your place. This time we've got 11 against 10. Now, basic strategy is to hit this, is to double down with this, but it says that the correct decision is to hit. I'll explain the cash out in a minute because we get an option to cash out or whenever we've got an action to take. So we've got a 7, a 6, 17, and the dealer got 20, so we lost that one as well. And this time it says we don't bet anything at all. Okay, so we're still entering the cards for Jack, Jack. So we see how much spare time we've got. We have no pressure at all to sort of enter the cards, and the console sits nicely there and the actions are displayed. So just to move this for a second, you can see that somebody's shuffling the cards. So it's all live games. And so there's no possibility of the casino cheating you because it's actually is what you have here is what you see, and she will discuss something with you which is clearly that she's not a recorded AI woman in any way, and the players got 22 here, but we weren't playing, and the dealer got 21. Okay. So it says naught again. So just to explain the console here, we've set the bankroll at 500. So the maximum bet it'll ever have will be probably about 10% of that. It would be very foolish to bet too much, too high a percentage of the bankroll. And it would need a very big advantage to be. So here now it's got a correct double. It says that doubling is 0.2499 and hitting is 0.1662. So that's a very big difference. Doubling hasn't worked very well for the players. Those 109 people took action there. So there's a lot of people playing at the same time. There are side bets down the bottom here. Hot 3, 21 plus 3, perfect pairs, and bust it. So the player got a 9 and the dealer got 19. And now it wants me to bet £1 again, minimum it says. So it thinks that the advantage is minus 0.003. So it's going to bet the minimum when it thinks it's a very small disadvantage. So I got a 5, the dealer got a 5, and I got a 5, 3 5s. The side bet there, you see 25 times, and now it says I should double. It offers me 151, which I don't want because I think it's worth 155. So I double there. And it's increased my stake to 2. So I'd like to get a 10 or an ace now, if possible, or at least a 9. Let's see what I get. Another 5. So this is a very bad position. So I have to stand. It says stand, but some people, if I miss the double, I would still have to stand. But I'm forced to stand because you can only get one more card when you double. Some people might hit this. I don't think they should, but you never know. Some very poor players, and the ones who hit got a 6, so they were very lucky. And there's some people who split the 5s, which is a terrible play, and they're still playing. And these cards are entered in the burn cards. So I'm getting more information about. Look at all those 5s and 6s. That's quite good for us. It'll definitely want to bet next turn with all these small cards going away. So 9, I think that's probably the players have lost now. So the dealer's got 15 and makes 17 and the dealer wins. Now it wants me to bet 4 units. You see it's got a very big advantage, it thinks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hope we do better here. See the 4 there's the bet that it wants to place. It's got a 10, a 5 and a 4. Right, so it says cash out would be £3.24. That's far too little because £3.46 is what I expect to get, and it says to stand. I was a bit slow there, but I knew it was going to stand anyway, so it stood for me because I didn't press a button in time. And hitting would have lost. Dealer's got 15, dealer got 25, and I won £8. That was very good. Now it wants me to bet 3. Of course, I'm only going to win about half the hands. But the point is, I'm generally going to win a little bit more when I win than when I lose. 3, 5, Jack. And I think I should stand. Yep. We hope that the dealer gets 2 high cards and busts. Had I hit, I would have done better, but that's with hindsight. The dealer's got 6, 16, 26. So I won £6 there. And you saw it going by, and it wants me to bet 3 again. You see the 3 there? So the high-low count is something that professional blackjack players and even keen amateurs use to decide whether they got an advantage. When that's more than +1, they've generally got an advantage. When it's less than +1, they haven't. Now, this is a case where we've got 2 10s and we should stand. The cash out is not good, so we'll stand. Other people will split though. I bet you about half of the people who are very bad players split, but we can see that the stand equity is 1.9 and the hit equity, the split equity is 1.11. And yet there are people who are splitting. They're making an error of 80% of a unit, which is terrible. And if they only had this program, they would be doing so much better. The industry wins $2.3 billion per year from blackjack, and yet we could, I saw a 7 go through there. Okay, and a king and a 6. And I won again. So I'm £6 up at the moment. We got 3 units again. So again, the stake equity is positive. It means that we should be betting more than 1 unit. 8, 6, 7. Right, so this is a case. Cashing out is 2.61. It only offers me this, so I stand and hope the dealer busts. Others will hit wrongly. The hitting is a terrible play, but they did better on that occasion. And I think this time we're likely to lose, but we'll see. Yeah, we did. This time we got 18. So wants to bet 4. The stake equity is positive. The high-low is above 1. The 86 is how many cards have been entered this shoe. Typically they play about half. And now I'll have to stand and I'll probably lose. No, not necessarily. We won £8, very good. So it wants to bet 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very good that it's doing this in our little short session, because it's showing the power of the program in that it bets the minimum when it doesn't have a good position and bets higher amounts when it does. So we got a 5, which isn't very good. This is a very bad position. It says that we can £2.26 to cash out, which is not offering us enough, and it thinks we should hit. And we're expecting to lose this time. Oh no, we got a wonderful 6. What a lucky person I am. And I won £8. And I can't really claim that we had a good position there, but we did win. And that's the main test of it. So we're up £11 now so far. I don't know how long. Oh, and I missed my turn to bet there because I was showing you things. You get about 10 seconds to bet. If you're not paying attention, it doesn't really matter terribly because your advantage is only like 1%. And I would have had a bad position, so I don't mind missing this. But you don't have to bet on any hand. And you might wonder why one doesn't wait until you've got a big advantage to bet. The point is that after a period of inactivity, it kicks you from the table, and then you've lost the cards that have been dealt in the meantime. So it's 4 units again. And so that we could set the number of turns that we're prepared to sit out. If you want to prepared to sit out patiently, you can have a slightly higher advantage, but it's probably not worth doing so. So it thinks we should hit this, so we will. 14 against the 9. Again, negative expectancies, of course, because any total like 14, 15, and 16 is bad, and you have to get lucky to win. We got a 3, so we got 17. But we're probably going to lose. We did, yeah. 19 for the dealer. So we're down to £7 up. We could show a different game, one Blackjack, which is quite good as well. We haven't had any side bets yet. They are infrequent because the house margin on side bets overall is quite a lot. All right, now this will split, yes. So 2 9s split against the 6, and that's basic strategy, but it'll, in this example here, it's a huge advantage to split 1.6 instead of 1.2. So we've got we split here, and the console splits the 9s here as well for us. The first one is 5, which will stand, I think it does, and we stand there. We've got 19 on this one. And there's a jack from somebody who's probably hit this first hand. And now we're hopeful, but the dealer might get a small card. No, we won £16 on that one. That was a wonderful bit of action there. We're now £15 up on the day. So this is basically a quick snapshot of a little session of about 20 minutes playing against the casino, and we ended up £12 up, and that we're going to call it a day there. So just to summarize the advantages here of using this program, if you had used basic strategy on a lot of the hands, your decision would be the same, but you would on average lose about 1%. If you use the program, then all of these marginal decisions it gets right, and you would win about 1%. The other big advantage, of course, is that it varies the stake correctly. So you saw there that it was betting the minimum when you had a disadvantage and the maximum when you have an advantage. So that's what's known in casinos as advantage play. And you've probably heard about films like Casino, where they've kicked people out of the casino because they were winning at blackjack. But online, with 118 players there, that's not going to happen, and you're going to be able to play pretty freely without any worry of harassment. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door and saying, "Oh, you're winning at blackjack, mate. That's not good enough." So you should have great fun and a profitable period playing the game. Okay, folks, I think you've seen there the Diable program in operation. It certainly did far better than we could possibly have even expected, probably winning about 30 or 40%, which we're not claiming that it does that. In fact, the average person in the casino loses about 1% or 2% when they don't play very well. And even the professionals only make about 0.5%. And yet Diable consistently and repeatedly wins 1% per hand. And it plays such a wide range of games. It calculates side bets. It allows you to have fun. And it has very little work that you have to do. You just have to place your stake and follow its advice. So it is a wonderful piece of software. So where do you go? Blackjackfed.com. Blackjackfed.com. All the information is there, and you just go to the quick start guide on blackjackfed.com, and you will work out what to do, how to subscribe, and to win a lot of money.